Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. I'm Laura.
And I'm Zach, and today we're going to talk about the similarities between Ghana and America. So stay tuned. Alright, hey guys, thanks for sticking with us. In one of our last videos, we actually talked about the differences between Ghana and America, which was super fun. And you guys showed us a ton of love on that video, and we thank you for that. Awesome. Today, like we said before, we're going to be talking about the similarities between Ghana and America through our eyes. Like we said before, we've each spent, actually I've spent more time in Ghana than she's spent in America. So we're going to have a good overall view and discuss the similarities that we see. If you have anything that you agree with or disagree with, or anything we missed, leave a comment down below and let us know what you think.
So first of all, something that I have noticed in both countries is that it's pretty safe and it's really peaceful in both countries. So in every country there are some sketchy people, there are places that you're scared to go and all that, but from what I have noticed or what we've noticed, we just know that both countries are really safe and peaceful. For those of you who live in Ghana, you notice or you know that sometimes like late at night people just like wake up to go to places or get in the troll that's just like a public car, and you feel like, okay, yeah, these people, even though I don't know them, I'm good to go with them because they're not gonna hurt me. And sometimes you just walk around on the streets really late at night or really early in the morning and you don't, maybe you might be scared, you might look left and right twice before you decide to go, but it's still just really safe and peaceful, and hurting people isn't something that's like really common. And since ever since I came to America, I've noticed the same thing, that both countries are pretty safe and peaceful.
I definitely kind of see what you're saying there, but it really just depends on where you reside, like where you live. So when I was in Ghana, I was in an area called Bibiani. That place, you definitely don't want to go outside at night because there's a lot of villages around, and so you don't want to get stuck in the village coming back to the city at night because some people do weird stuff in the bush and stuff like that.
Yeah, like I said, there are sketchy places everywhere you go. It's not like everywhere in Ghana or everywhere in America is safe, or everyone is safe, or
and definitely in America, you know, the neighborhood you're in, it just depends. Where we live, super safe. People will like leave their cars running and go inside the store. I don't do that because that's not the type of neighborhood I was raised in. But where we currently are, I was at the post office just yesterday.
Yeah.
And there's a car running that I pulled up next to. I was like, okay, somebody's probably gonna be inside. Cool. I didn't really look, but I went inside and then I followed a lady out, and she got in her car and she was all alone. I was like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
And that's something I noticed in Ghana too. People will leave their car running because they just, you know, if you do something like if you do a criminal act in Ghana, instant justice, you'll get taken care of real quick. Not
especially when you're in the crowded area. You don't want to do or get involved in anything criminal in the crowded area.
So like the safety, the peace, they're pretty similar. Ghana, I would say, is more peaceful than America. America has a ton of, obviously, indifferences with
race, like I think that racial issue is
like the racial issue
high.
is kind of big, as well as political. That's the word I'm trying to do. Political issues and everything like that. It's just,
I mean, in Ghana there is political issues.
Yeah, but nothing crazy.
Yes,
like you have like John Mahama and then Akufo-Addo,
and that's even, I think that's different.
The North versus the South.
The South.
Pretty much. The Muslims versus Christians. That's
but it's not that crazy. Just there are good people around.
Yeah.
So
the only time that I ever felt unsafe in Ghana was the night the Queen Mother died, which was about 3 years ago now. I don't know if you guys remember, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was 3 years ago. The Queen Mother died. I was in Kumasi, the Ashanti region, and so they said you have to clear the streets out of respect, and there would be people like walking the streets.
Cutting heads.
I don't know how much of that's true, but obviously juju's real. But
yes.
We had to be kind of on lockdown for a little while, especially because of that. That's the only time I was kind of like, ooh, like, did this really happen? Then I heard like gossip about people saying, oh yeah, there's bodies in the gutter. I was like, okay.
I've heard that since I was little, but I don't know anyone who gotten their head chopped off because a queen or a king died. They tell us all the time, your parents would be like, stay in the house, the queen mother or the king is dead, and you're cutting heads. I think the belief behind that is that whoever's head they cut goes or have to die with the queen or the king to guard them. You know how when you're alive they have people guarding them. When they die they need people to guard them, so they do that, and they can't just run into people's house and say, hey, come out, you need to guard the king, and cut off your head. They tell us it's whoever is not listening to the curfew and is outside, then you're dead. But I don't really know how true that is, honestly. So if you know it's true, if you know someone who's had your heads chopped off, please let us know.
Like the only time for me personally that I've ever seen any of this instant justice or anything kind of that surprised me in Ghana was when a man stole some gizzard in the market. This was in the Nkoko area, like Kanongo area, like that. In that main market, a man stole some gizzard from the meat seller, and the meat seller, he was trying to talk to the man to tell him to give it back. He saw it. He didn't want to make a big issue because then he knows things will escalate. And the man said, no, and he just kept going his way, and everyone started to crawl and they went and they started to beat him,
shouting thief.
Yeah, and I watched him get beat to death. That was sad. So that was sad. I definitely have never seen anybody get beat to death in America. Yeah, over like the worst part of the chicken. Like
just call the police or something.
Yeah, and so that's definitely something that was interesting. But overall safety and peace, it kind of goes hand in hand. You have your goods, your bads, your pros, your cons, but overall, that was one of the similarities to us.
Yeah, and for those who have never been to Ghana or are trying to go to Ghana or are there right now watching this, if you see someone getting beaten for being a thief or whatever, if you know they stole it or not, or if you feel bad and you want to help them, please don't. You're just going to get involved. You're going to feel like, well, you're assisting the person and they're just going to beat you two to death. So no matter how bad you feel, if you can call the police to, get involved, that would be the best way. Just don't try to stop them or plead for that person. You're just going to get yourself hurt or something.
All right. The second similarity that we've noticed is kind of the industrialization of Ghana. You're kind of starting to implement American things. First of all, KFC, Burger King, those mainstream America fast food restaurants, in the Accra Mall, as well as by the airport, you have that Burger King. And then KFC is all over the place. That's in Kumasi and Accra. And they are very similar. There's not much of a difference. You have a drive-through.
Remember that Papa Pizza we had? Was it Papa Pizza? And then you're like, this is exactly the same one in America.
And Pizza Hut. That's right. Yeah,
it's Pizza Hut, not Papa Pizza.
Yeah, Pizza Hut. I don't like Pizza Hut here, but over in Ghana, it was actually really pretty good. Yeah. So, that's one of the big similarities is the fast food type of ordeal, as well as a lot of the smaller pizza.
I feel like
pizza joints are starting to deliver and do things like that, because you have like DoorDash here, Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, stuff like that. And so that's one of the similarities between them. What do you think about that?
I also feel like fast food kind of began a long time ago in Ghana before the real fast food from America. You know what I mean? Like the street ladies who sell.
Takeaway, yeah.
Yes, the street. Even drive-through was a thing, because sometimes you pull over by this corn roaster or someone roasting corn or plantain, and then a driver will just yell, "Can I have two?" and then they'll rush it over to him. So I feel like Americans and Ghanaians, or maybe other people do it, but for what we know, Americans and Ghanaians really like fast food. Sometimes they'll just go to a chop bar to eat instead of cooking. People here will go to Burger King or McDonald's or whatever instead of cooking. So I just feel like that's something common between Ghana and US, that the people there and here both like fast foods.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third thing that we've also noticed that is common between both countries is the wrong impression that both countries have on the other country. Like, Ghanaians have a wrong impression on what America is like or how Americans are like, and Americans have a wrong impression of how Ghana is like or how the people there are like. So first of all, I'm going to talk about how Ghanaians think Americans are like or how America is like. In our last videos, for those who saw it, like, I personally had that impression before I came here. I thought America was fancy with big buildings, snow everywhere, everyone is rich, you know. And that's something that every Ghanaian kind of think of, like, once you go to America, you're rich. So even most people who have their relatives in America or think like, my parents are in America or my relative is in America and they're rich, they're supposed to be sending us a lot of money, which is wrong. Like, there are people living on the streets here in America. There are homeless people. There are people who can support their families. There are people who can't. People who can't eat.
That reminds me. Let me tell a story real quick. When we first got into New York, or first time in America, we were going through the terminal. So there's like a long hallway that you have to go through to get to the terminals, because JFK Airport is really big. And there was homeless people just laying inside the hallways of the terminals, just on the floor there. And she was like, "Why are these people laying here? Like, what the heck? Like, what are they doing?" I was like, "They're homeless." And she's like, "No, they're not." Like, "Yeah, they're homeless. They don't have a home. They're here because it's freezing cold outside." She's like,
"Yes."
"Oh, really?" And you're like super surprised.
I know. It was just like, people. You're in America. How are you homeless? You know what I mean? Like, it was just really confusing. But now I know how it works. So yeah, people in Ghana have a really wrong impression about how America is supposed to be, or like the idea of once you're in America, you are rich. It's just something really common in Ghana. Like, yeah.
And definitely the US dollar does have a lot more value than the Ghana cedi. But everything falls into place. So in Ghana, I can buy my groceries for a week for 20 bucks.
That's even a lot. That's like 100 cedis.
I guess, yeah.
So that can even take care of you for like 2
20
weeks.
cedis could actually, if you were
take care of
cutting
you
it
and
tight,
your family.
Yeah, it could take care of you.
For a day.
Yeah, and so one of the biggest issues that I see with foreigners who are not Africans or Ghanaians is kind of the arrogance. So before even I was educated about Africa and Ghana, when I hear Africa, I just think Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Morocco. All those places are just the same thing. They're all Africa. They're all the same country, which is clearly not correct. And so a lot of Americans or foreigners just think Africa is poor, you don't have water, that you're starving, the kids are wearing rags, which is the case in very few places, which is a serious problem that is being worked on. But that's not the reality. You go to, I've only been to Accra, in Ghana. Sorry, I've only been to Ghana. And so when you first get in, you go to Accra, and Accra is very nice, like we showed you in our last video, in our differences video. The airport's super nice, the whole city's super nice, as well as even Kumasi. Kumasi's really nice too. Tamale, I really like Tamale. Tamale is really nice as well. So, the whole arrogance and thinking Africa's poor, that's a big issue.
Yeah.
And so kind of what we wrap around to is Ghana and America both have this in common, that they have the wrong misconception about each other.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time when I was in Ghana, people are like, "Oh, Bruni, mama me sika, like, give me money."
They think he's rich.
Yeah, exactly. So,
yes.
Which granted, probably I do have a little bit more money than a lot of, obviously, the kids. The kids don't have money.
I mean,
but that's just kind of the mindset, is you're taught that Americans have everything.
Yes.
Money grows on trees.
That's not true.
You should have everything. And obviously, the more educated you are,
the more you realize
that that's not the case. But there's a lot
I also
of
feel like
uneducation there. So
yeah, I also feel like Americans have like they just feel like Americans have a higher opportunity in getting money. Like, you can legit do anything in America to gain money. Whereas in Ghana, some people are even educated to like the university level, and then you're still staying home without jobs.
Ghana is definitely a business-minded economy.
Yes.
You need to hustle and do something to start a business, because even doctors don't get that much. Like,
yes.
we look at the statistics, and the average annual salary for an American is about $59,000, and then the average annual salary for a Ghanaian is about, I think it was $2,900 or $4,900, but that would barely get you through 2 months here in America. So obviously, like I said before, Ghanaian cedis take you a lot farther than
American
dollars.
Yeah.
But that's just the whole difference. It's really sad to see somebody go through college and get their master's.
Get a job. I just
Exactly.
feel like in Ghana, if you want to be rich, or if you want to have enough, the school obviously, if you go to school, there are people who have gone to training colleges and they're teachers or nurses right now, and they're gaining enough for them and your families.
Mm-hmm.
But if you there are also people who are just staying home even though they've gone to school. And I feel like in Ghana, if you want to get money, it's just a quick way of working hard. If you do the education level, it might take you a long time. That's how I feel. Like, if you want to get, there are people who have just started their own businesses, and they're really rich right now, not because they went to school. So my mom would usually say, this person is rich, they own their own company, they never went to school or college, you know what I mean. But in America, if you go to college, you're definitely getting a job. That's an assurance.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Like, going to college is kind of that safety net a lot of people like. Lately, kind of millennials, Gen Z, that type of people have kind of been going away from the whole college ideal, because everyone in America, at least like my age and younger, they realize starting your own business or entrepreneurial type stuff is the way to go, because then you can become financially free and stuff like that. Granted, yeah, you can become a doctor, go to school for 14 years, like that's a long time.
And you're gonna go to pension, but if you own your own company, it's yours forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's definitely one of those similarities that we saw as well. And last of all, the last similarity that we discovered was manners. The mannerism between Ghana and America are fairly similar. You have respect for your elders. You say please and thank you. You wash your hands before you eat, after you eat.
You don't talk whilst you're eating at the table.
With your mouth full.
Yeah.
In school, a lot of the same manners. You obviously don't talk over the teacher. You don't be disrespectful. You don't be obnoxious. If you do, then you get punished. Obviously, the punishments are different, but you do get punished. So that's what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it's literally the same, except Guineans have a really higher respect for especially elderly people. In our last video, we were talking about how people just call their siblings who are older than them, or their moms or dads, by names. In Ghana, we don't consider that as respect, but for the wash your hands before eating and those kind of
just there's cultural differences, but
yes, but then the mannerism is just like the same.
Pretty similar.
So yeah.
Awesome. Sweet. Well, that's it for us on the similarities between Ghana and America. To be 100% honest, it was kind of hard for us to come up with similarities because there's so many differences. Making our differences video was so easy.
We just know, okay, there is so much differences. Let's pick that. Let's pick that. Let's pick that. Mm-hmm. But the similarity is just like barely you can't even notice.
Yeah,
so
and
we're proud of ourselves.
Yeah, and obviously there's a lot more similarities that I'm sure we missed. Comment down below any similarities that you have seen, and we would love to discuss and kind of talk with you about that.
Yeah.
Guys, that's it for us today. For our similarities between Ghana and America. Next up, we have Ghana. We're going to talk about everything Ghana, my experiences, her experiences, and food as well. So stay tuned. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, along with that notification bell. So when we do release that video, you will be the first one to know.
Yeah, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions, comments, or whatever, just leave it in the comment down below and we'll make sure we get back to you.
All right, thanks guys, bye.